What's going on, everybody? My name is Stephen Wimberley and this is Working with Wimberley, and on this video I'm going to make some center caps for my aftermarket Fleetwood wheels. The way I made the center cap was to take the factory cap. I have an example of one right here and another one here, and from the back side you'll be able to push the centerpiece out. Once you push out, the centerpiece comes out like this, and then this is the aftermarket cap that goes on the set of wheels I have on the Fleetwood right now. Now, I simply took the insert and glued it on top of the cap that goes to the aftermarket wheel. And as you can see, the cap actually overlaps where the screw goes, where you fasten this to the wheel. So before I glued this in place, I had to put the screw in first, which you can see it back here. It's actually kind of locked in place. I can't get it out, but I'm still able to get a small screwdriver on it at an angle and still fasten the cap to the wheel. So again, the process is pretty simple. Take the centerpiece out of a factory cap, and I used automotive goop and glued it to the center cap that goes on an aftermarket wheel. And the factory cap, I was able to buy these pretty cheaply off of eBay. Seems to be the only place to get this old stuff that they don't make anymore. You can find some of it new, most of it used, but I got the caps off of eBay. The centers of the caps are glued in place. I'm going to let it dry for a couple of days before I move it. As you can see, it looks very, very similar to the stock cap now. I think this is going to look a lot better on the car. So I'm going to make sure I give this the proper time to dry so that we don't have any issues down the road. All right, the center cap project is done, and hopefully you can see why I wanted to do this. If you look at the 22-inch wheel and then you look at the 15-inch wheel, you will notice some similarities. Both of them are a full face chrome wheel with small spokes on the outside, and the center cap, by putting that piece in the middle, the aftermarket wheel basically has the same center cap as the factory wheel. And what I'm trying to do is give it the look of the factory wheel, just larger. One of the questions that I get that's kind of surprising is people asking me, are these the factory wheels that I have on now? And Cadillac never put 22-inch rims on cars of this era, so I'm surprised people would even ask. But that's kind of what I want. I want them to look at this wheel with it being similar to the factory wheel and kind of second guessing if it's supposed to be there. That's the look I'm going for. I didn't want something that looked out of place. I wanted it to look like it belonged on the car, and I think that these wheels do that. And for the record, these are Velocity VW730s. It's an older wheel. These came out in around 2009. Just wanted a comparison. Factory wheel, aftermarket wheel. And I think that that center cap really pulls it together, and it gives the aftermarket wheel a much more factory look. And I really like the fact that the design of the aftermarket wheel is very similar to the design of the factory wheel. And of course, I have the complete set of the factory wheel, so if I ever wanted to go back, I could definitely do that. If you found that video helpful, be sure to subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, and leave a comment. God bless you all.